Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
An emotional moment this morning for the San Diego police sergeant who saved a man's life on the 805. I'm Virginia Cha.
And I'm Melissa Messiha. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie is in San Ysidro. This is new video right here. She just spoke with that sergeant about the relief that she felt.
1 foot over that railing. That's how Sergeant Brigida Bells found the man early this morning. Now, he was threatening to jump from that overpass to the concrete below. He told her to leave, but of course, she and the rest of her squad did not. Instead, Bells spent the next 35 minutes talking him down, and we spoke to her by phone today.
He turns around and is standing like I think he's gonna, just fall backwards.
Chilling moments as Sergeant Bells asked for the 805 and San Ysidro Boulevard to be shut down so the fire department could prepare for the worst. She never stopped talking to him. Eventually, he changed his mind. He was put into handcuffs and taken for medical evaluation, and Bells got a hug from the negotiator who was on scene. Bells has been on the job for more than 25 years, but saving someone's life like this was a first. Just don't use the H word.
I'm not a hero, though. Best outcome ever was that he didn't jump, and that's the best you can hope for.
Sergeant Bells has 2 daughters, 19 and 21 years old. The younger one wants to be a police officer. She said she'll tell her this was a good day on the job. In San Ysidro, Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Thank goodness those crews were there. Well, an argument led a man to firing shots into a home full of roommates. A police loudspeaker woke up neighbors when that man refused to come out of the house. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live in La Mesa with neighbors' concerns. Mimi.
So we're right off of Massachusetts Avenue near Blackton Drive. This is what neighbors call a quiet street. You see the white picket fence right over there, but across the street, this is where 2 roommates got into a fight. Then one of those roommates pulled out a gun and started shooting inside, which led to a SWAT standoff right in their front porch.
It was like 5 shots consecutively, but not like a fast fire.
Head of Neighborhood Watch Barb Vesco says something like this was bound to happen in that house full of roommates. She's dealt with issues there before. Police haven't identified the shooter, but friends and neighbors tell me his name is Daniel Mitchell. They say he's a military veteran and has lived here on Blackton Drive for a couple of years now, but things have been rough recently. Police say around 10:40 last night, Mitchell grabbed an assault rifle, fired 4 to 5 rounds inside the home during that argument we told you about. His roommates jumped out of a back window to get to safety. Now, Mitchell yelled back at the officers, attempting to get him to listen to their orders, but he eventually surrendered in his front porch and was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. But Vesco says she's tired of situations like this on her block and hopes this was a wake-up call.
This time, this is the 3rd time we've heard shots coming from that area. This time it was very scary. I really felt that something may have happened worse than just gunshots.
So another roommate was actually arrested for public intoxication. You still see that bottle on the fence there. Roommates tell me alcohol was a huge factor in what happened here tonight, but they're just glad that no one was hurt. Reporting live in La Mesa, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Well, this just into the 10 News Live Center. A student made a threat this morning at Sierra High School in Tierra Santa. Now, according to the San Diego Unified School District, this was a non-specific threat and the student was disciplined. Those students were not on lockdown and now the school is operating normally. In the Live Center, I'm Kalina Estrinos.
Well, on this midday right now, we are dry, Robert, but it's not always going to be that way.
Yeah, you're tracking the storm, so people are very interested in the timing.
Absolutely, and when you look outside, it certainly doesn't look like there's a storm. And I talked this morning about how this is going to be the day where we're going to get some sunshine to start, and that's what we're seeing here from our live sky cam downtown. So if you're off, definitely get outside and enjoy. You could even see it here on the satellite radar just how clear it is, but we've got some rain in Southern California. There's the big storm that we're talking about, bringing rain all across the state. Rain futurecast, fine, dry all the way through the commute. Yesterday it did show us that we could see some showers around then, but we're not seeing it now. We could see rain as early as 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically, as you get ready to have dinner or lay down, these are light showers, and then the heavier stuff is coming for tomorrow. That's around 6:30 in the morning. So wet commute it looks like for tomorrow. In about 10 minutes, we'll run the rest of this futurecast, see how long this rain will stick around.
And of course, you can stay on top of the weather with our 10 News app. It is free in the App Store.
Only on 10 News, this red car has people in Escondido worried. So a woman took pictures of this car after she says the driver approached her. He could be the same man who tried to lure several women and young girls. Totus Rodriguez says at first the man wanted directions to the freeway. Then he asked her where she was going.
Said, well, to school. And then he's like, let me give you a ride. And then I was like, no, thank you. And then I moved away, and then he kept insisting and blocked my way again. And he said, I'll give you a ride there. I'll give you a ride there.
She says the man kept blocking her path, but once she started taking pictures of him, he left. All 4 incidents happened around these 2 schools, Escondido High School up here, Mission Middle School. You can see how close they are. 10 News is checking with the Escondido Union High School District to see if they have added any extra security. Mel?
On to Capitol Hill. Happening now, Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch is facing questions from senators on day 2 of his confirmation hearing. Democrats are pressing him on everything from abortion and guns to his independence from President Trump. All of this comes after Obama's pick for the Supreme Court, Merrick Garland, was blocked from a confirmation hearing for a year. This is day 2 of the 4-day hearing. Today's questioning could last more than 10 hours. All right, no tablets, no laptops, no cameras. Travelers from 8 Middle Eastern countries are facing new rules when they fly to the U.S. ABC's Lama Hassan shows us a travel ban for devices.
Overnight, the Department of Homeland Security issuing a new directive affecting travelers from 8 Middle Eastern countries. Countries including U.S. allies, Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the Gulf states. Passengers flying into the U.S. from 10 airports overseas will now be barred from bringing electronics bigger than cell phones in their carry-on luggage.
And what's likely happened is that the U.S. government has developed some intelligence that a group or individual has developed some type of device that they can get onto an airplane using a laptop or some other electronic appliance.
The ban prevents laptops, tablets, cameras, DVD players, and electronic games from entering the cabin, but does not include phones or medical devices. Instead, those items on the list must now be checked in. Officials hoping they can prevent attacks like this one. Last year, a laptop full of explosives was detonated during a flight, ripping a massive hole in the jetliner as it was flying over Somalia.
What they're trying to do here is take an extra step to take anything that could be packed with explosives out of the cabin and prevent some sort of a device being manually detonated in the cabin.
The Department of Homeland Security has given those 10 airports overseas just 96 hours to comply with the directive, which has no end date. Lama Hassan, ABC News, London.
New video this midday of a crash at a donut shop. Check that out. That's a trash truck that hit the store in the LA suburb of Canova Park. This is earlier this morning. One person was taken to the hospital. No word yet on what caused the crash. We're bringing more information as we get it. Kalina?
Well, this just into the 10 News Live Center. President Trump has signed a bill that will add exploration of Mars as a goal for NASA. Now, this is a tweet that President Trump sent out a little earlier today. He's saying he's honored, and with this legislation, we support NASA's scientists, engineers, and astronauts in their pursuit of discovery. Now, the new law also authorizes $19.5 billion in space agency funding for 2018. In the Live Center, I'm Kalina Estrinos.
President Trump just met with Republicans on Capitol Hill to discuss the new health care plan. It's part of a last-ditch effort by GOP leaders to get more yes votes for the bill before the House vote on Thursday. But many lawmakers still don't support the bill. The GOP announced several changes on yesterday, including letting people deduct more medical costs from taxes. The bill would also let the Senate approve tax credits that are more generous to people ages 50 to 64. Happening today, Mayor Kevin Faulconer fighting for a Mission Valley soccer stadium that would look like this. Today, he's sitting down with representatives from San Diego State, which recently backed out of the Soccer City plan. That plan was for Major League Soccer and SDSU football to share the new stadium. The stadium could seat 30,000 people, but could also expand to fit 40,000. SDSU backed away from the plan in February because of the cost, but have confirmed they'll be at that meeting today.